there's no genius without a touch of madness in him. So let's dive into the presentation. So we all know who he is. It's Charlie Chaplin. And what if I said he was a madman? You all would not agree, right? Because we all know he was a comedy genius and a crazy filmmaker. So, like, I believe that every madman is a genius because he makes sense of his madness. That is what Charlie Chaplin is to us. If we don't know what comedy is, probably we would have all thought he's a madman. He said, by sheer perseverance to the point of madness is where his creativity lives in. So, I think every genius tends to seek madness, and that madness drives the creativity out of him. So, we all know about Albert Einstein as well. He had to say something about the game of chess. So, this is what he said. Do you guys know who this guy is? Anyone? He's the world chess champion Bobby Fischer during the Soviet and USA Cold War era. So he was a self-taught genius who turned into that towards the end of his life. So maybe high intellectual abilities do turn people mad. There's a movie on him you guys can watch. It's called The Pawn Sacrifice. Tobey Maguire was there. Okay. There's another field rock music. You guys would know him, Jim Morrison. So there was a movie on him, the entire band called The Doors, in which Van Kilmer portrayed the character of Jim Morrison. And he was too deep into the character, he turned mad, and he had to go to a rehab for 6 months just to get out of the character. So maybe his work drove him mad, or maybe he liked the madness. So now I'd like to leave the stage to Joker and Pankaj.
So I think Ashlesh spoke a lot about many geniuses. So we'll try to understand the meaning of madness and how it has evolved over time. So in the early ages, madness was perceived to be something like people didn't know what was the rationale behind whatever they were seeing at that time. So they dedicated this to some superpower naturalistic, and people thought that these people who are displaying extra some kind of different behavior or some kind of weirdness, they are possessed. So somewhere around 800 AD, madness was related to mental health, and people started building hospitals around the world. And along with these two, there is one more context in which madness is used today. This one. I mean, there are protests going on in the back, and these people are mad in love. So there are different type of madness, and the one which we are using is this kind of madness. Basically, we can define madness as the intensity or the determination with which you pursue something. It might be a person, it might be a thing or a goal, anything. So what happens in the process is that the people they go too much into their work or whatever they are trying to do, that they become immune of the society, and they don't know what society, they don't just care what society will think of them, and they just keep on doing whatever they want to achieve. So it makes them immune, and generally this perseverance, or we can say this solitude, is required in order to achieve the task which they have set upon, and this is what makes them genius also. So lastly, at many times what happens is that they present some futuristic ideas which might not be relevant to that point of time, and people don't understand what they are trying to say. So they just label them as mad. You all know this gentleman, right? So, correct. So this is Galileo, and somewhere around 17th century, he proposed that Earth moves around the sun and is not the center of the universe as was popularly believed in those days. So he was labeled as mad and heretic by the Orthodox Catholic Church, and he was banned from holding important positions throughout his life until his death. So there is a mental health issue also related to madness, and which is further explained by Monica.
Thank you, Pankaj. So, my friend here give you some example of a great personality who is having madness and which made them a great person in their respective field. So, is there any relation between the genius and the madness? When the Aristotle said that no great genius has ever existed without some touch of a madness, many people agree with him and many people disagree with him. So, many psychologists have discovered that the creative people have some mental disorder which is linked to the psychosis of the brain. They conducted a theory which they are trying to link the two extreme positions of the brain. The manic depressive disorder is linked with the certain neurotransmitter which is present in the brain, and this is the case. This is the study which is conducted by the Glenn Wilson, where he compared the indicator of the schizophrenia, which is the mental disorder, where the person thinks how he feels or the things about the certain thing, he is not aware of that, and with the creativeness. He said that according to his theory, the creative person is having a 0 to 2 indicator of factor of the schizophrenia. Again, do you remember the Tare Zameen Par Ishan? He is in own world during all his movies, and his parents think that he is a mad person. There are so many scientists and psychologists who are arguing with the fact that both the things are not related, and many think that both the things are actually related, and the main strongly linked to the mental disorder, especially the bipolar disorder. But the Harvard University Shelley Carter, she found the middle path where she named her model as the shared vulnerability model, and she said that the highly creative people have actually some mood disorder present in them. And also she said that there is another factor which is linked, that is a high IQ and strong memory, which is affecting the person. In short, बोले तो there is a chemical locha present in everyone's mind.
Thank you, Monica. So, I'll light our mood a bit by showing up a video. We see this guy was trying to illustrate all different types of artists. But have you guys thought about why geniuses are called artists? Like, are they because they are weird, or because they are too serious, or because they are too much obsessed with what they are doing, or because they think differently, or they appear differently to us? The one thing that I find common in all these people is they are driven by passion to the extent that it appears madness to all the normal people around us. And there is also a madman between us who also narrates his story. So I'll call Emil to take the discussion further.
Thank you, Piyush. So, how many of you know what I used to do before coming here? So I used to work as a photographer. So I used to work as a photographer, editor, and a cinematographer for different conglomerates. How many of you see this photo, and can you tell me what this is? What do you see in it? Somebody said fish. But is that a fish? I'll take you further. How many of you are from Bangalore here? You know UBCT, right? This is how I saw UBCT, the block, that I made it out of UBCT block. This is what I did for, everyone takes photos out here, right? How many of you take a photo or get a photo like this on your camera or a mobile phone? I didn't take this, I created this. You want to know how? Do you? I used to do acrylic painting. I used to do watercolor.
Right.
And when I started doing photography,
Right.
I incorporated my acrylic painting and watercoloring skill into the photographs that I did. And this was published in Kerala Tourism in 2015.
Right.
These were also created in the exactly same way, the way I see it, not the way others see it. I'll show you something. Tell me what it is. Do you see something? Did you get what it is? Did you see the previous photo? The right one? I made that into clock. And when time passed by, everything changes. Now when you go to this place, you won't be able to see it like this because of all the pollution, all the problems that our environment faces now. You know what this is? It's Cochin Metro. This is what I made out of it. Metro is the fastest mode of transportation in India currently. I transformed it with the slowest animal on planet Earth, Mokra snake. And later, as I have a love for whales, I did this. And I did this outside the metro. Let me explain a story now from my own life. I was invited, you know who this is, by the way? This is Bob Marley's son, the only son. And he came to India for the first time for a gig or a concert. I was the only photographer selected to cover him for the next 2 days. And on the day, I was at the event, and later that morning, I fell down from stairs, and I got 6 stitches on my head, behind my head. The doctor told me not to go, but there was no one else, the only photographer out of like 210 entries from all over India. And then I didn't allow him to put stitches. I went and covered the event, came back, and these are the photos that I took of him. And this went on to publish in 24 international magazines that year. Does that sound like madness to you? No? Later, because of that, I got an opportunity to cover Adnan Sami, Vishal, Shegar, Scrat, Janu, Scrat again, Grammy Award winner Anju Brahmasmi, Govind Vasanta, 96 music composer, When Time on Toast, and GDT, the 7 times Rolling Stone Award winner GDT. Not because I fell, because I was not well, I took photos and it went on to publish in all the international magazines. I'll tell you a story where all of you can relate. because we are all sitting here after writing cat, correct? I wrote cat 3 times. I didn't score well. Third time, everyone told as if I should not tell that I work in the media field. The interview panel will actually take me up apart or like trash me apart. I won't get an admission. But what I did was, I went inside with a portfolio, which some of you might have seen. I showed it to them. When they took me into the electrical engineering side, which I've already done, I've shown it to them. I've told what it all means, the life that I've seen, the life I've incorporated in my photos. And I told them whatever job I'll be doing it to my fullest. I'll be trying to do something different. That is what it all matters. And that is how I am sitting in front of you guys. I'm standing here talking to you guys. So, it's time for us to end now. So, like, I'll tell you something, an instance from my life itself. I was covering Delhi Summit in 2017, and Steve Wozniak was there at Delhi Summit 2017. There is one quote that he took. Times Now respondent asked why there is no company like Facebook or Google from India, and he told, after doing an MBA or after doing something, we have good institutes here. People go behind materialistic stuff. They don't create it. They lack creativity here. They do lack madness here. We all are genius. Try to bring it out rather than sitting here doing nothing. And a bit of madness makes a lot of difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, comments for them?
Any questions?
They're wondering, how to everything in their creative self, to probably become a genius.
It might help.
I know, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
But thank you for revealing your story. I guess this is what we call diversity, right? When we admit a student whose heart lies in photography, can also become part of management, right? He was asked not to reveal that, but at first it helps you by revealing things, right? So do not follow what people sometimes say. If you believe in yourself, go and share that information. No matter how different you are, you still will have a chance, and you'll be more confident. You don't have to take things, right? And in fact, when he's narrating his story, he doesn't. What happens? He doesn't have the burden of remembering someone else's story. That gives him more confidence, right? When you have a story to tell, you don't have to really worry about it. It comes very natural. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.